A Florida Senate held a rare Saturday session to address school safety and gun sales. David Begnaud is in Tallahassee.
Florida senators spent much of Saturday ironing out the details of a gun and school safety bill. It was prompted by last month's deadly high school shooting in Parkland.
We're asking to have a discussion about what 70% of the people of the state of Florida think is the right thing to do.
It's been nearly 3 weeks since 14 students and 3 adults were killed at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. We spoke with 2 state senators on opposite sides of the aisle. Senator Greg Steube, a Republican whose district includes Sarasota, and Senator Kevin Rader, a Democrat who represents Parkland. Do you favor arming teachers?
I do not, absolutely do not, and that's really kind of a line in the sand when it comes to the majority of Democrats in our caucus.
If Broward doesn't want to do it, they don't have to.
Right.
I've had conversations with people in my area. I think they would do it.
The bill does increase the age from 18 to 21
right.
on the purchase of assault rifles and assault weapons.
Do you favor that?
I do not.
Right after lunch, the amendment to ban assault weapons came up, and it got contentious.
A lot of our constituents back home wonder why we can't address guns.
Maybe we should just outlaw 223s or 556s, the ammunition, and say you can have the gun, but you just can't have the ammunition.
If I thought for one moment that if we banned assault weapons, then all of these tragedies would end, you would have me, I would be with you. But are we going to ban fertilizer, which is what they used in the Oklahoma bombing? Are we going to ban pressure cookers? It's not the weapon. It's the evil from within.
Rena, a final vote on the entire bill is set to happen here in Florida on Monday.
David Begnaud, thank you very much, David. The Preston University student was arrested early this morning following a day-long manhunt. 19-year-old James Eric Davis is accused of shooting and killing his parents in a campus dorm room using his father's gun. His father was a police officer. Investigators say Davis's parents came to pick him up at school after he was acting erratically and was evaluated at a hospital for possible drug use. Now to a story of a wrongful conviction in Kansas. A court's reversal has the state's attorney re-examining a dozen other cases. Here's Dean Reynolds.
When Lamont McIntyre was exonerated last October in a double murder case, he walked out of a Kansas prison with a clean record, but not a dime to his name.
You lost 23 years of your life. Mm-hmm. Now the state is offering you nothing.
I think it's unjust, but me being angry about it is not going to change it.
Kansas is one of 18 states that offer wrongly convicted prisoners no compensation at all upon their release.
Sounds almost vengeful.
Or neglectful at the in the nicest way of looking at it.
Tricia Bushnell of the Innocence Project worked to win McIntyre's release. She says McIntyre has other reasons to be angry.
In this case, we have a perfect storm.
For example, at his trial in 1994, when he was 17, there was no physical evidence or motive presented. Worse, according to McIntyre's current lawyers, the lead police detective, Roger Golubski, built the case by threatening witnesses. Bushnell says the fallout may impact other potential exonerations.
We have about a dozen of people who had already applied.
These are people behind bars now?
Mm-hmm. That's right.
A dozen cases connected to this detective.
That's right.
Detective Golubski has since retired and says he did nothing wrong.
It was the same place that you
But Mark Dupree, who became the state's attorney a year ago, has asked the Kansas Bureau of Investigation to review the detective's conduct.
If my office receives that information and there's probable cause to charge Mr. Golubski, it will happen.
I mean, McIntyre got a pretty raw deal.
He did. And the only thing that we can do is push forward.
Has to relax the hair, right?
Mm-hmm. Which is exactly what Lamont McIntyre, now studying to be a barber, is doing.
I want to spend the rest of my life being happy. I don't want to be bitter. That's taken away from me. I don't have no more time to give.
Dean Reynolds, CBS News, Kansas City, Kansas.
The families of the 58 people killed